everybody. All right. Happy 2023. Happy New Year, y'all. Oh, my goodness. I'm excited to be here with you. I wanted to be able to do a live stream last week. It did not happen. This has been a kind of a crazier Christmas year for us. I want to know how everybody's Christmas and New Year has been. Ladies Farm already, Eastern Kentucky. You are just crushing it. I'm so excited that you're here. You're here early. Way to go. Way to go. Okay. Rooted Life Homestead. Takeout. Takeout what? Are you eating takeout? I want to know. Like what's takeout? That's awesome. I like it. Okay, what are you saying? Hey there, I paid for your hi there, I paid for your last course, but with father having heart attack and daughter on this day, but wasn't able to attend. Can I join the next course? Lisa, yes, absolutely. Lisa, you can, because we're going to be launching it. Well, the good thing, sorry, we're starting off right away asking questions. Let me get back to you, Rooted Life, just in a moment. But absolutely, yes. The good thing is you can be taking the course the whole time. When we launch the course, then you'll be able to get more of the Ask Us Anything office hours, what we call it. Yes, 100%. Okay, let's see. We got Naked Gardeners. Y'all are just always here. Love it. You guys and Ladies Farm always there. Good evening. So glad to see you guys. Haraway Homestead. I haven't seen you. That's awesome. Just got the live notification. Glad I didn't miss it. Yes. Thank you for being here. This is so cool. Tonight we're going to be talking about the 10 things that I didn't like having it being called the 2023 Homestead goals. So we're going to say we're building 10 things this year in 2023. And I'm excited to share it all with you guys. So definitely let me know down in the chat of where you're calling from, not calling from, where you're watching from, and love to be able to chat with you. And we will get started here in a moment once a couple more people start showing up. So tell me, holy moly, Jackie B. Whoa, thank you so much for the super chat. That is awesome. Thank you. Wow, thank you so much. Let me know how I can help. Okay, Danielle, woohoo, Happy New Year. Danielle, did I send you your shirt? I know I sent it. I think I did. Let me know. I'm like trying to get those out as fast as that's not fast. I'm trying to just get those out, the shirts. I should have worn my shirt. This is like an old shirt. See, I'm in the weeds, you guys. I'm in the weeds, but we're doing it. We're crushing 2023. I think 2023 is just going to be our year of never giving up and just making things happen and just showing up no matter what. We're not looking for perfection. We're going to do what the one-liner that I like to say is act and adjust, don't analyze. So we're not just going to let analysis paralysis hit us. We're going to be making things happen because we're going to mess up a whole lot no matter what. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so Howie said, brand new to homesteading. I have just started saving for the property my family wants. I'm starting to put together my list of starter projects when we get close to land. When we can close on land. Love it. That's great. That's great. Yes, please do. Danielle, I thought I sent yours. Please do email me tonight and don't let me forget. Jackie B, just excited to see upcoming ideas. Oh, thank you so much. Well, definitely. I'm going to be sharing everything here tonight. Happy New Year, Ashley. Thank you for being here. Southwest Tennessee. Love to have you here. Okay. You guys, I have to say, we bought a crazy, this is like because it got all messy there because it overflowed. We bought a fancy cappuccino machine. We bought a Breville because we were having so much milk because of Goldie. And so I'm drinking a latte here. This is so silly because we don't have a coffee shop in our little small town. There's nothing. So we just bought a fancy coffee machine and it's great. This is a lovely latte. So it's yummy. Okay. 2F Feathers. 2F Feathers and Fur Homestead, a live homesteader. We we do exist. I love it. I love it. Michael, I love to have a couple of acres and a cabin. I lived in a farm as a kid and know how to survive. A good milk cow and several laying hens will go a long way to support you. 100%, Michael. That is so true. So we have a neighbor who I think they raise goats, and they're just now, one of their goats had, I think, one or two kids. Rabbits are kids. Goats are kids. Had two baby goats, kids, and for some reason they're not, that one's not producing enough milk. So we're able to, like, the first time we're like swapping eggs, like we're swapping our milk for some of their eggs. They have a lot of birds, and we're usually pretty good on milk, and that's just a really cool thing that we're able to do that. So like you said, Michael, that some laying hens and a milk cow can go a long way. 100%. Okay, so we're about to get started. So real quick, just want to give a shout out to our amazing sponsor. Okay, tonight, this is the Shed to House Better Together Homestead live stream, and it is brought to you by United Portable Buildings. United Portable Buildings is actually, we're in a United Portable Building right now. So this is our shed studio, and it is by far our favorite building on our property. We don't have a lot. We only have 3 buildings here on our property, 3 structures. Our main house, which is not a United Portable Buildings, and then this studio. And it's just, everything about this building is built so much better than our main one. So, and I got an offer for you guys, because United Portable Buildings, they're ready to go. So they are doing 10% off. 10% off all of their buildings. The only thing they're not doing is the repos, so that doesn't really apply for most people. But 10% off. You guys, that's real money. That is a lot. So, I mean, let's say you end up wanting to get a building. Now, this is big money, but if you're talking about a house, you can save a lot. So if you have a building, like a little tiny house that, just the shell costs $20,000, you take 10% off of that, that's saving $2,000. That's a lot. So definitely go and check them out. I'm going to be putting this in the chat real quick. I have to find it. So I know I can do it. Where is it? Okay, I'm going to do that here in a moment. So hold on, you guys. I got this. It's going to be right here, going in the chat. Okay, this is where you can go ahead and build a 3D building of your building, so that you can play around with it. You can also use it for sheds, of course, barns, all the things. Save 10% off. Okay, so tonight we are talking about what we're going to build on this homestead. What we're going to build. We're going to go over 10 things that we're building on this homestead, you guys. And I'm excited about it because it's going to be super cool. Okay, so I got some things to show y'all, because the number one thing we're going to do, and put down in the chat if you have any questions, and I'll come back, and if you put it in all caps, then I can come back and I can star it. And then that helps me go through everything at the end. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do, let me go here, do a present, and then I'm going to share the screen. Okay, let me know if this is going to work. Just put down in the chat if you don't see it. Okay, going over here. All right, y'all see this? This is kind of weird that I'm bringing up my After Effects thing, but you got, okay, let me take away the path. So this is how weird I am. This is what I do to design our property. So let me find, hold on real quick. Make that a little bit smaller. I'm trying to find the paths. Front paths, forest path. Okay, let me take that out. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do, actually come back here and then take out this, because we'll talk about that later. Okay, so basically, this is a drone shot of our place. Here is our house. Here is the rain tanks. Here's the studio where I'm sitting right there. So this is the plan right here. So currently the pigs are all in here and they're going to be moving. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to build a 12 paddock little system here. Now, the only thing I haven't fully figured out is like, once we get to number 12, it'd have to go all the way back to 1. So I'm trying to figure that out a little bit so that it just goes perfectly in a circle. There's got to be an easier way that I'm missing it. But basically, I tried to take our forest area because this is at the very tip top of our property. And it is very forested. So basically, this forest is like a sponge. So we really don't want to ever clear this forest because once we clear this forest, everything else down in the rest of the property is going to really start falling apart. Let me take out the GPS points. Perfect. So all of this blue stuff, this is the contour lines. So basically, what you can tell is this line right here is all on the exact same elevation. So this one is all on the exact same elevation. So this kind of lets you know that, as you can tell, now I haven't redone this since we got the pond. So really the pond is here. Let me do this. Hold on. I'm going to show you all something cool here real quick. So we're going to do something like that, do some blue, make all that. Then we're going to take this. So basically, our pond is something similar to that. So there's our pond over there. That is something very fast and not fancy at all. I would make all that look better, but we're not doing it for right now. So they kind of like that's the pond. Okay, real quick, coming back here. Is anybody is that working for the live make sure that you're able to see it in the screen. Put it in the chat to make sure that you can see all this. So anyway, the first thing we're going to build is we're going to build a permanent paddock shifting system for the pigs. So what I want to be able to do is we want to grow this pig herd. Oh, I'm jumping ahead too much, but that's number one that we're going to do is we're going to build this paddock shifting for the pigs so that basically maybe there's like a gate right here. Let me do this. So if we have something, let's just pick a color. So if we have maybe a gate right there, crank that up. Then maybe we have like a gate somewhere here. And then you kind of, nope, that's not what I want. And then a gate over here, just something similar, something like this, so that they can easily go in from one paddock to the next all the way. And then again, getting them from the 12th paddock all the way back to the first one, that's going to be a little tougher. So the point of this is to figure out how we can have one section per month. So they are not going to go back to the next paddock for another, basically 11 months. That's the plan. Let me know if anybody has any thoughts on that. I think it's going to work. I think it is. Just trying to figure it out, of course, but I think it's going to work, and I think it's going to be good for our pigs. Okay, so the number two, what we're going to do is we're going to build some sort of, Kelly wants this rock entry, this river rock entryway to the pond. Kelly is really stoked, you guys, and the kids have actually swam in the pond. I haven't yet got in. They have just been begging to be able to swim in the pond, and I finally just said, yes, you can do it. It's really cold, but it's fun. And so we're going to have like this rock entry in the shallow end. I think that'll be really cool. I think it will be an aesthetic, pleasing thing. It's going to be expansive because buying rock is super expensive. It is not cheap, especially we're going to have to figure out how to get it all the way back there. It's probably going to tear up the grass a whole lot. So it'll probably just be something that I use the tractor and just put a whole lot of hours on the tractor where they dump it as close as they can. And I'll just start scooping stuff up as we do it. So that's number two. That's the second thing we're going to build is a rock entryway to the pond. Because again, the pond's going to be a fishing pond. I actually called and talked to them about the minnows. The minnows are doing good. She's like, I said, hey, I'm not seeing any minnows. Or how do I know that they're still alive? She said, well, are you seeing any dead fish? I said, nope. I said, okay, then you're not going to see the fish really at all in the winter because they're all the way down at the bottom and they're just like slowly moving. It's not really hibernation, but they're really laying low and slow. So the fish are doing good, and then we're going to stock it with the main fish, the bluegill and the bass in the spring. Okay, I don't really have something for this one either. Number three is going to be we're going to do some permanent paddocks for the cows. I love rotation. I love pasture rotation for the cows. We're only on 7.5 acres. So we currently have 4 head of cattle. We have Goldie, we have Buttercup, then we have the 2 calves. I ended up asking a buddy of mine, and I asked, he's done this a lot for selling calves at auction. Let me find his text. He said that the going prices right now in Texas are about $2 to $2.50 per pound. And that's a live animal. So they weigh the animal, and then basically that's what you get. That's around about what you get for that animal. So he says that he thinks that our calves are around about 300 to 350 pounds. So my goodness, that's $600 per calf. I bought them for 150, selling them possibly for $500 or maybe $600. That would be fantastic, being able to sell those calves. So, but the thing is, we need a better way to paddock shift our cattle. We need an easier way to rotate them from paddock to paddock. The hardest thing that we're doing right now is we just now did so much earthworks back in the back of the pond. It's still, everything's so squishy and still muddy, even with the ryegrass. So things really aren't going to harden up a little bit until the summer here. I mean, really, the summer is going to really, it's going to compact everything, and just everything's going to get a lot harder in the summer. So we're going to get Bermuda back there. Basically, the cows are living off of hay and any kind of like added supplement. Now they're browsing a lot, but we need to do something better so that they can more easily rotate. Doing the single strand electric fencing, it's working, but the calves are getting out, and it's kind of a pain. Like the calves are just out there eating all the ryegrass. So I need to fix that. Okay, number 4. So I'm going to go back here. Let's do this again. Present. Do another share screen. And take you back to this. Okay. So as you can see here, so again, this is where the house is right here. And over here, this is, let's do another one of this. Layer solid. So I think what we'll do is build something like this. This is way too big, but it'll give you an idea of what we would do. Okay, take that, make that much small. Oh no, where did that go? Okay, I'm gonna bring this. So this right here, this is a motion graphics design program. This is nothing. I mean, this is what I use to make, like, you know, graphics and stuff, but I use it for our land design. So basically, if you can tell how small that would be, but making some sort of little pond up at the front, because you can see here, if you see, this is how the contour, so these arrows are pointing uphill. So all the water wants to go this way. It all wants to go downhill. That didn't work. So what I want to do is have those guys come back out, and maybe I would have Pete Van Dyke, you do it with a little excavator, my buddy, and have like a little pond here. Now the thing is, that's where the road is. So this is an easement. This is where our power lines are. And then I also have my neighbor's property line over here. So we'd have to get some really good engineering so that, you know, I don't mess anything up. Back in the back, it wasn't as serious, but really doing something here would have to figure out where that goes. But I think that that would be a killer spot up here in the front for a little pond. So that would be more of like a stock tank and less of a fishing pond. So it wouldn't really, maybe we put some minnows in there, but it really wouldn't have anything serious in there. It would mainly be for just holding back water, trying to get holding back as much of the water as we can. So for just water storage, for erosion control, and all of that. Okay, let's go to the next one. You guys, soil. Absolutely soil. So we want, I'm not going to be able to find that. Okay, so we want to build soil. 2023, I got so much. I don't have it in video. We have so many giant piles of compost because how we deal with the cows, we scoop, we pin them up at night, and there's poop in the morning, and we muck that out every single morning. And we're just building a lot of compost. So that's good. That's building soil. We're able to make a lot of compost tea. I've actually, let me see if I can find this real fast. So what I want to be able to do is find, what I want to be able to get is a good fertilizer sprayer. Fertilizer sprayer. I've been looking at stuff. I don't want like one of the cheap ones. I kind of want something a little bit more fancy pants. There's this one that I found. I can't find it. Oh, there it is. I think this is it. Yeah. It's something similar to this. So let me do this. I'll put this in the chat. So this is what I'm looking at. Oh, that didn't work. Let me come back here. Where is that guy? Okay. There it is. Text. Come over. This is why I need Kelly over here, because Kelly can eat up the time as I am just trying to get stuff for y'all. Okay, so I just now put something in the chat so that y'all can be able to see what I'm looking at. It's from Petra Tools. It's a battery-powered fertilizer sprayer. So basically, I want to make my own compost tea, and then I want to have a sprayer. I could try to get something that attaches to the tractor, and I've thought about that. But honestly, I just think me doing as much compost tea spraying as I need to do with the tractor, I think it's going to tear up the pastures way too much. I love my tractor. It's awesome. And I think that it's almost too big for this property. The reason why it's not too big for the property is because I still have a lot of land clearing. So doing so much brush hogs in all of our forest areas, it's still the proper size. But once, if I got pasture everywhere, it would probably be too big, because as you turn, you just start ripping up the turf, and it just takes a long time to rebuild that. So I could, if maybe like a 4-wheeler or something like that. But honestly, I just think that having a battery powered backpack sprayer and just spraying, I think that could work. Let me know in the chat if you think that's stupid. Not really sure. But let's see. Okay. So that's what I'm looking at, building, like spreading the compost, spraying the compost tea. Also, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing a garden expansion. So let me come back here again. We'll go back to the share screen. Sorry, this is taking so long when you do this. Okay. So zoom in over here. Okay, so there's the garden. So really what I've been thinking of doing, so you kind of see this L-shaped bed here and another L-shaped bed. So this way is south. So it's this is oriented basically northeast, southwest, almost exactly. So what I want to do is extend all this entire bed like this. And that would be all having a great facing, like a great south facing garden bed. And what I want to do is I want to propagate all of our fodder trees in here. And the good thing is that would allow us to interplant any kind of veggies that we want, any annuals that aren't going to be temporary, but then the perennials will be there for as long as we want them to be. And the good thing is because all of our fodder trees, I can't really plant them out all around because, well, the bad is I'm having to put a lot of work into the cows because there's just not a lot for them to eat, especially right now. So our property doesn't have very good pastures, so we're eating a lot of hay and like supplemental feed. But if I can get these fodder trees going, then I think that'll be a lot easier. And so what I don't want to do is I don't want to do a lot of cuttings, which I've done cuttings and I've planted them all throughout. But once they start sprouting, the cows are going to go and they're just going to eat them and rip them up. But if I can definitely make sure that we have a big row inside the garden is already fenced off and they'll be in raised beds. So they'll really survive so well in there. That's my thought. That's my plan for that. That's what we want to build, is a fodder tree system inside the garden and expanding that entire garden out. Number 7, what I want to do is we're going to expand our Idaho pasture pig herd. Let me know in the comments, what is a group of pigs called? Is it called a herd? So I don't know what that's called. Maybe it is a herd. So we definitely need at least maybe 2 or 3 more breeding like gilts and breeding sows. So we have Bill, and probably we're going to need to get another boar at some point also. We can't, Bill's so awesome, but we're not going to be able to like really count on him to survive forever. So eventually we're going to have to get another boar. But that's what we're going to need to do, is we need to expand our pig operation, especially whenever I go in there and start rotating them around. That will make it a lot easier for the pigs so that they can all go. So basically that pig rotation, that'll be for our feeder pigs. We'll have to see what we're going to do with the breeders. Breeders are probably going to be a little bit more stationary. I can rotate them a little bit, but really that's going to be for the feeder piglets as we grow them out. Because this round of piglets, so we got 4 piglets right now. I'm afraid that only 3 of them are, I'm afraid that only 1 of them might be breeders. I have to double check. I know that 1 is for sure a breeder. Her snout is just perfect. I have to check a little bit more. But having pork grown here, either for our family or selling it to the public, then that's not a bad thing to do either. All right, let's see. So that's number 7. Number 8. So this is kind of different. We're going to be building some homeschool stuff. We really fast on this. We're going to be teaching Everett how to edit video. We're going to be kind of doing like a mini Eagle Scout thing. Like we're going to let them learn homestead skills, and then we're going to get like them a patch. It's just going to be a cool thing. We kind of briefly talked about it with our kids. Home education, homeschooling, just to kind of keep them motivated, and the kids really got excited about it. So that's a fast one. We're going to be, just building education in our kids. Just wanted to share that with y'all. Number 9, y'all, we are moving away from the we're going to move away from the Justin Rhodes chicken netting operation. It is something that has just been I've hated it. It has not worked out well for our property. Our property has so much brush and woods everywhere. So those nets get just tight and compact, like they just get caught everywhere. So we're probably going to be doing something where I don't know how it's going to work. I have no idea. Kelly's even said, why don't we just get rid of chickens for a season and just buy eggs from our friends and neighbors? I feel weird about that because I love having chickens, and it's probably heresy for you guys who are dreaming of this, because chickens are like it's the gateway drug for homesteading. Like, everybody starts with chickens. I think you should start with rabbits, but that's okay. With our history with the rabbits right now on this property, I understand. But the chickens are now starting to lay again, so that's motivating us a little bit to make the chickens still work, because for like 2 months they weren't laying at all. So the thought that we want to be able to do with the chickens is keep the chickshaw and just let them completely free range. So we have enough forest cover that the chickens, the reason why you want to be able to do the netting and the chickshaw is so that there's there's predator, like there's the predators don't get in at night. Man, that chickshaw is built really well. It really is built strong. So I wonder if my thought is, I wonder if the chickshaw would be able to survive at night from predators and not let the predators get in. So and just be able to get away from the netting altogether. So basically, I would move the chickshaw maybe every single day, and we would just keep it all around the house. So keeping it all around the house, the dogs really hear everything and they bark like crazy, and we let them out at night if they hear something. But basically, if we keep the chickens rotating around the house and just let them completely free range, I wonder if it would work. I don't know. I don't know if the netting has kept predators away, because honestly, we haven't even kept that netting electric for like a year. And we haven't had any predator loss. Now, we have had the predator loss in the tractors, but I've realized that there was a huge, some of y'all saw that video where the raccoons got in. There was a huge flaw in how I built those chicken tractors. There was a big old hole right there that they could be able to easily get. So I've been able to proof that up. But the chickshaw is not with chicken wire. It is all hardware cloth. So I just don't know if anything can get in there. So again, let me know in the comments what you think, and we'll keep on cruising. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to skip number 10 real quick. Really easy. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, let's go back to the screen share, and I'm going to show you these next two things. Okay. So I think I have it over here. Just give me a moment. Forest path, GPS. I'm trying to find it, y'all. Okay, I don't. Oh, zones. Do I have that? There was a spot where I'm going to clear back everything. So basically what we're going to do, so that's not it. But as you can see here, all this is forest. What we're going to do is we're going to push this back. So we're going to really push. Oh, there it is. It's called Park It Up. So everything here, what I want to do is I want to clear the forest. So all through the property line here, so that we can actually access that property line. All of this, I want to push that forest back. At least what I'm calling is park it up, meaning that it is, oh, that's ugly. That it is where you can walk completely under it. So maybe I won't, like if there's a big oak tree here, I'm not going to knock it down, but basically I can push all of the yaupon and the brushy stuff all the way back, where basically you can stand completely under it without any of the twigs hitting your head. So all of this stuff, I'm calling it park it up and clearing back all these paths, because really what I want is I want to be able to have walking paths everywhere on the property. So if you see, let me go back. It's hard to see. You see all these paths. So these are little paths through the forest, walking paths here and here. And basically this is perpendicular to contour. So just trying to figure out a way to cut down the foot traffic. So, because we're just getting a lot of compaction everywhere. Now, the next thing I want to say, and this is kind of an elephant in the room, because you guys, this is the shed to house. I'm the shed to house guy. I know that. But I think we've basically, Kelly has said, hey, we love our shed to houses and we're going to be keeping both of them. But what we're going to end up doing, let me find it. Bondo. We're going to be building a barnominium house right here. That's the biggest one. That's number 10. That's the last thing we're doing. So we'll probably, I don't know if it's going to be somewhere over here. I don't know the exact size of it's going to be, but we're going to keep the main house, keep the studio, and then this will all be like a courtyard. And then something like this with this barndo will be right here. So if you zoom out, we'll have some sort of barn off the side of it. But we're going to have some sort of back patio back here, because through here, this is the property line. It is always so nice and windy. So it's just a great breeze coming through here. So moving the pigs out of there, moving them all over here in the forest. And then this barnominium right here. The good thing what we have is we already have water coming. Let me do this. We have the water line that comes all the way. No, it comes through here. Let's see. Oh, that's not going to work. So that didn't work. Sorry, y'all. That was ugly. The water line goes through there. We have electric that comes all the way through here. So it's fairly easy to be able to get utilities in that. We'll probably have to do a new septic. I don't know if we're going to be able to share the septic system, but we'll have to figure that out. So I don't want to have to do that. We're trying to figure it all out about how we get all the utilities and when we start. But it's a goal that we're going to be able to clear the space for the new house, and then also hopefully at least lay the slab. Not sure if we're going to be able to do it debt-free like we have everything else. We might have to get a loan. But the good thing is we have with the pond's really like anchoring us, that we know that we want to be here for a while. The kids don't want to move. Land prices are a little nutty right now, and the interest rates are high. So that's what we're going to try to do. Okay, so that's everything that we're building. I'm going to go through any comments that y'all have. I'm excited to see all of this. Okay, here we go. If you put anything in, okay, so Alex said retention ponds. Yes, we are building some like some of those. I forgot to put that in there. I'm basically building kind of retention berms to hold back the ponds. But yes, having things like the retention ponds, I call them berm and basins. Those are excellent. I want to be able to do that. I had it on the list of erosion, but I cut it out just because I didn't want to go over. I wanted just to do a nice clean 10. Okay. What size are your paddocks going to be? Nick Garners, that is a very good question, and I don't know it. So all I've done is kind of gone through this, and that's not on Google Earth, that program, so I don't have like measurements. So it's a very good question. That's about a 2-acre paddock. I mean, that's about a 2-acre forest. So I mean, if we take the 2 acres and we divide it by 12, so that's about That's about 0.16, 0.17 of an acre, maybe. Um, so it's not even quite. So each of those paddocks would not be quite a quarter of an acre, a fourth. It wouldn't be like a fourth of an acre. So let's see, Alex. To move the hogs, you could use speakers. I'm not sure what that means. To move the hogs, you could use speaker. I don't know exactly what that means, but let me know what that means, Alex. Highway, okay. That monthly pasture rotation is quite common here in New Zealand. A lot of small farmers use it. Awesome. That sounds great. Good. I'm glad I'm on the right track. Okay. I'm doing the same pond of Pebble Beach with fire pits and chairs. That's yes, absolutely. Going to be doing a lot of fire pits, a lot of good sitting spots back there. How many pigs, any type of pigs, are you going to have in those packs? So it'll be Idaho pasture pigs. So hopefully they're not going to do a lot of damage. We've gotten a lot of acorn fall, like, what is that? Acorn drops. Basically, the freeze in 2021 that we had in Texas, and then the drought that we had, we've gotten so many acorns drop. Now, I hope that doesn't mean that that the big oaks are going to die, because that would be bad. If we had the big oaks die and then we had the pigs eat up all the baby oaks, and there wouldn't be a succession, that could be the bad thing. So I'm not really sure. Okay, Rudy Life said, move your numbers. Possibly start at paddocks 3, 4, 5, and 12 and move around. Absolutely, yeah. I'm going to play around with that, because that's what I want to be able to have, is an easier rotation of it, so that I don't have to like go all the way back to the front. That way you could end. So that way you could end at 1 and then move back to 3 to start. It would be easier. Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly what I'm trying to do. Pam had some of the same thought, thinking you could go 1, 2. Now I got to go over there and look at it. 1, 2, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So absolutely, I could just like do a full. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to do a screenshot, Pam. That is perfect. So I'm going to see. There you go. This is what I love. This is so cool. Naked gardeners have the same thing. Love it, love it, love it. See, you guys y'all are rock stars. This is so cool. Y'all are helping me solve the problems. I love it. Good teamwork. Okay, let's go. Okay. A passel or a sounder? What's a sounder? I don't know what that means. The Smiths thought the same thing. I don't know what a sounder is. James said, hit the like button. Thank you guys for the like button. That helps us out a whole bunch. Deep litter compost in my enclosed 20 by 20 chicken. I deep litter compost in my enclosed 20 by 20 chicken pen run. I know, and maybe that's what we need to do, is just build a chicken coop. I don't know why I don't want to do that. I don't know why. It's just weird for me. So I'm not sure. Smith says, I'll buy your netting and help you build metal-footed bird pens. I buried panels, scraps, 10 inches around the base. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm ready to sell the netting, because I use it a lot. Like, it's really, the cows respect it quite a bit. So I like having that portability. I just don't know if I want to use it every day with the chickens. It just kind of gets a little annoying. Pam said, barn dough, so exciting. Absolutely, yes. The barn dough is going to be cool. I like so shed to house. Here's 2 things. 1, I wish that I knew about United Portable Buildings years ago, because I would have went with them and just gotten Laredo, which is a full second story. Kelly, I think, would be totally game with doing that, and we would never move if we did that in the beginning. I think now, because we just done it, we've been here for 4 years, it'll be 5 years. I think she's just ready for something different. See, the thing with my wife, I love Kelly. She's amazing. She is an Army brat. So she is used to moving like every 2 years. So whenever we were first married and we were living in an apartment, we lived in an apartment for 2 years, and then we lived in our suburban home for I think 3 or 4 years. With having a little bit more space, especially in the house, I would come home from work and the furniture would be completely different because in her brain, she has to change something. And I think that's something that now the good thing is we have a very small house that she really can't move furniture very often. But what she has said in the past is she said, well, yeah, we have a small house, but we have 7 acres. So she's able to really do that in 7 acres. She's able to move things and change the look. The pond is just so much for her. She's loving it. Um, but she's ready for a bigger house. And, 5 kids. If anybody said, hey, can I live in a shed to house with 5 kids? I'd say, absolutely. You totally can. You might just want to plan on building multiple little shed to houses. And we've talked about it. And it's just something that we're ready for something different. And I think it's something that we were able to share a barnominium experience with y'all. But this is the coolest thing that we're going to do with the barn dough. Sorry, this is the coolest thing that we're going to do with our shed to house. So we're probably going to keep the studio. We may or may not move the studio back to the pond. Haven't figured that out yet. But the cool thing is the studio is really portable right now because we don't have the decks. But what we can do, like if we ever wanted to buy more land just in case, and we could move the studio and put and do a true Airbnb where, strangers don't come onto our property, because currently that's not what we want to do. But what we can do for the main house is turn it into either one, a big farm office and really grow our farm store and have freezer space in there so that whenever we process an animal, we can sell cuts of meat and not only just like half hogs and beef. Like we can sell cuts, like we sell ribeyes and pork chops and stuff like that, because you can charge a better price whenever you do that versus buying a half hog or a whole hog. So having the freezer spaces in there. But also something that we could do, and a buddy told me this, is turn the main living space of the shed to house into a full game room. So we're talking pool tables, air hockey tables, some skee balls, like the what's that little it's like the little heavy puck. You put salt on the table and you slide it back and forth. What's that called? I forgot what that game's called. But basically just turning the main shed to house into a game room and then an office space, or like turning our master bedroom into an office space. So that's the thought with the shed to house. The coolest thing is we're still going to be keeping our 2 shed to houses. We're not going to get rid of them. So we're still going to be able to coach people on shed to houses. I still think that having a shed to house on your property is so powerful. It's just super cool having a cozy little space that you can do whatever you want. Having a she shed, a he shed, a man cave, a she shed, anything like that is killer, you guys. It is so great. We love it. We love it, love it, love it. If only we would have thought a little bit more and knew. That's the thing. We thought we weren't going to last here. We thought that we were going to get tired of this place and move in 24 to 36 months. But we ended up loving homesteading and we love our main house. So if we could move it, that would be good. But the only thing is we would just have to take all of the porches off and that's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. Okay. So let's keep on cruising here. 10 projects in 12 months. Will weather slow your progress? I don't know. I mean, the one-liner that I love is we overestimate what we can do in a day, but we underestimate what we can do in a year. So Justin Rhodes says, if I can just try to improve my property 1% every single day, then that's a good day. So I like that thought of doing a little bit of work every single day. Now, we've accomplished a whole lot in 2022, and we also had a baby. So having an almost 1 year old. She's not 1 year old. She's not even 8 months yet. But halfway through, before halfway through this year, she'll be 1 years old, and things are already getting a little bit better. Kelly's not having to sleep in as much, and she's motivated. She's very motivated to get a lot done. Okay, to move the Hoga, you could use speakers to move. Oh, huh. I'm not really moving the pigs is not that hard. We just end up heavy metal guitar. You guys are cracking me up about moving pigs with sound. I never thought about that. Do you need that? I mean, I just shake a bucket and they follow the feed. So I'm not really sure about that. That sounds interesting. I've never seen anybody needing to move pigs with sound. That's cool. You guys really helped me look forward to the future. Have a good night and God bless. Thank you so much. That is awesome. I really appreciate it. Okay. Naked Gardener said a group of pigs is called a group of pigs is called a drift or drove. A group of hogs is, oh, that's what y'all were talking about. Ah, group of hogs, sounder, passel. Oh, a group of swine is a sounder. I did not know that. So it's not a herd of pigs. It's a passel or a team of pigs and a group of swine. What's the difference between a swine and you guys are awesome. I'm learning all this stuff. This is so cool. Okay. Do you ever feel like you want more land? Do I ever feel like I want more land? Wow. You're like this is therapy session. Yes. I do feel like I want more land. I don't know the level of debt that I want to go into. I know that our kids don't want to move, and I don't really think that so we love our homeschool co-op right now. Like we are very settled. Like this is a good area for us. Man, that's a good question. In this season, I love it. I'm just going to keep that up. That is just, do you ever feel like you want more land? What I'd never want to live my life with regret. And I just don't allow myself to live my life with regret. A lot of people, so I once was interviewed for a buddy's book. He wrote a book. He was actually my old boss down in Katy, Texas, whenever I worked at the church. And he said, if you could tell your 20-year-old self, what would you tell them? My response was, well, I think I would like to tell them to like buy Apple stock, but no, I wouldn't tell them to do anything. Like I would just say, live your life. Because the way that I think of it is that if I were to have changed anything in my life, then I do believe in the butterfly effect of that there's a ripple in time that everything would change, that either I wouldn't have one of my 5 kids, or maybe I wouldn't have had all of my, like I'd have different, I don't know, like, or I wouldn't have my wife, or I wouldn't be on my land. I mean, that's a much smaller thing than my kids and my wife. I just think that I would have a completely different life, and I don't want that. I want this life. I want today. So do I ever feel like I want more land? What I would like to be able to tell, the response that I have for you guys is, if you want land for legacy, then yeah, you might want to consider going into a deeper level of debt and busting your butt to be able to pay for it. So who all in here on the chat has been watching Yellowstone, 1883, and 1923. Like, put it like, if you see, has anybody seen these shows? I'm the guy who always says, cancel your Netflix account, cancel your Disney Plus, all that. I'm paying a monthly fee for Paramount Plus because of the fact that, like, these shows, now, they are not family friendly. They are not kid friendly at all. Do not let your kids watch this. They are not going to teach you about Jesus. Jesus is like, I I'm a Christian. I love God, and I want to be able to represent. I don't know. Like, I just, these shows are not for that. But these shows, it's all in one. It's like, it's all like, it's kind of like its own Yellowstone universe. And the legacy of land is so deep in that it's like the land is more important. I once heard that from whenever I was first doing permaculture like research. I don't know. I don't think it was Joel Salatin, but it was a guy like Joel Salatin. And he basically said that if my heirs, if my children or my children's children, if in my like my descendants, if there's not one person in there that is able to take control of the land and run it and protect it and keep it together, then none of my children are going to get this. This is not an inheritance that they will get. The land deserves more respect. So if there is anybody that is going to sell it and let it be divided up and turn into a parking lot, then no, nobody gets it. I will go outside of my children until I find someone, either that I sell it to someone that I know that will love it and run it the way that it's supposed to be, or I'll give it away to someone who will do that. So that's kind of how I feel about this. So whenever you're saying like, do I want more land? I do want more land, but also I haven't maximized this 7.66 acres. I think that's what we have, like 7.67 acres. I haven't maximized that. I think the pond is a first step that we're really like able to ground that. And the projects that I have for this year, I think that will get really close to all the things that we want to be able to do on this property. So the moment that we've maximized this property and really did it the way that we wanted it to be done through permaculture and through all the zones of permaculture, then maybe we'll feel confident enough to maybe not move, but maybe we are able to buy another piece of raw land. Maybe that is when we take this building, the studio, and we take it and put it on that new property, section off a piece of it so that it is an Airbnb, so that people don't come on our personal residence, but we can move out. We can do something different with the land there. So that's a deep question, man. In the season, I love it. And you did it perfectly. Do I ever feel like I want more land? So I'm gonna get through here. Sorry, I just went off on a tangent, you guys, because that was good. That was really cool. Okay, so any plans on that 2-story shed to house? Kelly and I talked about it a lot, and I don't know if we're going to do that. I don't think we're going to get the Laredo. I said that in the beginning of this, of if I would have known about United Portable Buildings in the beginning, then I think we would have ended up getting a Laredo, a 2-story shed to house on a slab, and we would never build another house. We might expand that house, but we never will. But the Laredo, the thing for Kelly, because she's lived in a 16 by 48 building, she's ready for a little bit extra space. And the only difference, and it's really not a big deal. I think it's great. You can only go 20 feet deep, either 20. Basically, You can go 20 by 60. You can go 20 by 20. You can go 20 by 40. But that 20 feet is what locks you in for the Laredo. So that's the only difference. And Kelly really wants, she doesn't want to be constrained to a square or a rectangle. She wants to be able to build whatever kind of space that she wants. And she has lived in a shed in the woods for 4 years now, and she's gone through everything that I've asked her to go through. And my ask for her was just to get on the property. And then now that she's done it, she gets to build whatever kind of house she wants, and I'm fully supportive, and we will make sure that we get whatever she wants. So, yeah. Okay. Watch through VidAngel. Oh, I think I've heard about that. I think I've heard about that for sure. Watch through VidAngel. So I've heard that if you watch through that it kind of cuts out all the bad stuff whenever you do that. I think we have friends that watch Marvel movies like that. So that's good. I'll have to check that out. Okay, you guys, this is such a good one. This is so in the season, you took some of it out of me. Like you kind of put me in a dreaming spiral, and I went a little deep. Sorry about that. But definitely, you guys check out Shed House. So if you're interested in that 2-story building, just now put the link right there. Let me do this right here. Definitely don't forget about the 10% off and of all United Portable Buildings, because that is an excellent deal. And we will see you. I think we're going to come back next week, because we're trying to get back to the every first and third Monday of each month. So you guys, thank you for hanging with me and learning about listening to all the projects that we want to build. And we'll see you here next week. All right. Y'all have a good night. Bye-bye.